Oh, what up, hero? Listen, it's Rasta. I got a powerful message for you today, right? What's done in the dark comes to the light, right? Very cliche, but guess what? I'm not talking about the negative context, right? What's done in the dark comes to the light. I'm talking about when it comes to success, bro. I'm talking about the positive side, right? I'm taking a different approach this time because when you think of what's done in the dark comes to the light, don't you just get like a negative feeling in your body? I'm here to help you switch that. What's done in the dark comes to the light when it comes to success. I'm open up with my dog, right? Rest his soul. Kobe Bryant, right? What's done in the dark comes to the light. He got up at probably 3, 4 in the morning, right? Train, practice by like 7, 8 o'clock a.m. Right now it's team practice. He already done trained twice, once or twice. What's done in the dark comes to the light. So when he's in practice with these guys, right, dominating, they like, oh, Kobe, he just blessed. Oh, Kobe, he's just talented, which could be true as well, right? You also bless God, give us gifts, but he was nurturing his gift in the dark. He was like your gift is like a seed that God gives us. He was nurturing it. He was doing a little extra little watering, right, at the right exact time, right? He was nurturing that gift. And guess what? When he got in practice in the light in front of everybody, he's busting all they butt, right? What's done in the dark comes to the light, y'all. I'm gonna share 3 things with y'all that can help you hone this mindset or eternalize this mindset. Okay, so the first thing, you got to master your craft in silence, right? This is what you got to think about life that way. When you in the dark by yourself, introverts, right? Spending a lot of time to yourself, working alone. You in the dark by yourself, it's time to master your craft. Let's take advantage of this time in silence, right? When it's focused, when your energy is at its highest, when you're at your most creative, right? I use a Kobe example because I mean, he decided to get up early and train. He decided to train right before the game, right before they warm up. He already done trained. He drenched in sweat before the rest of the team even get in the building, right? He already there training, drenching in sweat. So guess what? He probably putting up 30 or 40 that night, right? Because he's ahead of everybody. So this is a mindset I'm doing my best to hone and internalize because I see like, yo, what's done in the dark comes to the light. If you're religious, right? And you read your word in the dark and you're living a holy life in the dark, it just shows, man. Like it shows when you're in front of everybody. Everybody want to be in the spotlight, right? Everybody want to look good when the lights is on. But people tend to not look good when the lights is on because you ain't been training enough in the dark, bro. Like you ain't been working hard enough in the dark. I just turned 28 over the weekend and I had to like I really had to check myself. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I kind of went in on myself a little bit. I'm like, why you ain't where you want to be, bro? Like what you really doing or what you not doing? I had to tell myself like you ain't working hard enough in the dark, right? You ain't doing enough in the dark to truly master that spotlight, to truly shine bright like a diamond. You're not doing enough in the dark, bro. You're not reading your word, right? Or you shooting videos, which don't get me wrong, it feel good to do a one take, right? One take Drake, but I don't really work on my craft outside of actually doing it. So I'm learning to be like, bro, you need to start doing more in the dark. So that's where I'm at, y'all. I got 2 more things for y'all. The second one, I got it written down, so excuse me. When you're in the dark, right? This is another second thing that I want you to think about. It helps you build mental and emotional toughness, right? It does because introverts, we spend a lot of time in our head, bro. And that could be good time or it could be bad time. But I'm here to tell you ways to make it good time, to take advantage of it, right? Let's talk about Muhammad Ali. You feel me? You ever heard of, yeah, I'm sure you're the greatest, right? The greatest to ever do it. So Muhammad Ali, I done heard him talk about how the fight is not won. No, I'm sorry. The fight is won way before you hit the ring, right? Like the fight is not won in front of the crowd, everybody, punch him, Muhammad Ali. No, he said the fight is won way before you even hit the ring. You feel me? Like they asked him, what's the hardest thing? I believe it was an interview. They said, what's the hardest thing, right? Decision for you to make or something. What's the hardest thing about being a fighter, right? I'm paraphrasing. He said the hardest thing about being a fighter is taking my taking my butt to bed at 9 p.m. when I need to be training for this fight instead of going out to the club. You feel me, right? Instead of being out clubbing, even though he's Muhammad Ali, right? He got money, he got the status, he can go out and have a ball, have a blast, right? So he said the hardest thing for him is eating right, working out, and going to bed early, getting the sleep that he needs. Now, if you a follower of Muhammad Ali, now he said this one time too, and I don't know if he was being, over the top. You feel me? Like Muhammad Ali, he was goofy, crazy, used to joke a lot. But he said he ain't had sex for 6 months before a fight. I was like, yo, that's 6 months, and you Muhammad Ali? What? He said he wanted to stay focused, laser focused, so he ain't even had sex for 6 months, bro. And I believe him. To be at the level and the elite status he was at, I'm willing to bet on it. You feel me? So that's my second thing. You want to build emotional strength. And how does this relate to that? When you decide to not go out, when you decide to not overindulge, don't get me wrong. I'm learning moderation, right? How to have fun without just working, and never having fun or too much fun. I'm finding that sweet spot to where you have fun, you indulge, you just don't overdo it. And that's emotional intelligence, right? Teaching yourself to not let your body take control, right? Not let your body run you. You need to be in charge of your body, right? I once heard Paul say, I forgot what book it was in the Bible, but he said, I took my body and made it my slave. I'm like, what? That is crazy. I took my body and made it my slave? What? Like I'm led by the spirit, not by the flesh, bro. And this applies to anything. I don't even care if you religious or not. Your emotions try to take over. They do. But your brain and your heart work together to like help you make decisions that are for the greater good, right? For you, for your life, right? So that's just something to think about. Emotional and mental strength and intelligence is key. It's critical. It's the number one thing I've been battling. I'm 28. Throughout my 20s, my number one battle has been myself, my emotional and my mental health. Right? It's been figuring out how to master myself eternally. Right? So that's number two. The third one, and this is probably my favorite one because this is something I've been doing, I would say, throughout my 20s and even maybe my late teens, right? Is small private wins, right, equals big public results. Whew, right? Think about that for a second. Those small wins, when you wake up earlier than everybody consistently, some way, somehow, it starts to reveal itself, right? When you wake up early, you study for your exam, or you do your homework every morning earlier than most people. You're probably gonna be the one with an A in the class, right? Like it's not rocket science for real, y'all. I know, again, our body try to take over, but spiritually, we know all of this stuff is really not hard, bro. Success, all this stuff is just being consistent. But the main thing I want to touch on with this point is, right, and it's a tip for you and even for myself, right? Because I did some research. You ever like in a habit, right? You develop a good habit and you doing it, then eventually it's just like it start getting boring. And it's like, bro, what am I doing this for? This repetitive little habit, right? Like flossing my teeth every night, for example, right? Flossing my teeth. What am I like? I get it, but bro, I could just brush it and call it a day. I could floss sometimes here and there. But then guess what? You go to the dentist and now you in the light, and the light is gonna show. Have you been flossing? If not, they gonna beat you up in that thing. They gonna scrape you. Like, bro, I had one of them appointments one time, and ever since then, I've been flossing. I don't floss every day, I ain't gonna lie, but I've been flossing a lot more, right? Or on the flip side, you've been flossing, taking care of your teeth. Oh my God, your teeth is so beautiful. You've been doing such a great job. Just keep doing what you're doing. Your cleaning only lasts 5 minutes, and you just like, dang, I'm gonna keep flossing, right? So habits, right? That's really how habits work. So when you're mastering and honing these small daily habits, always remember that there is usually a big public result on the other side. All right. I'm gonna close with that, y'all. Introverts, look, don't fear the dark. You feel me? That's where we thrive at. Introverted people thrive in the dark, bro. So what's done in the dark comes to the light when it comes to success, my G's. Look, I'm out here, Rose. Look, this is probably my favorite video I did so far. You feel me? I really was excited to get this news to y'all. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.